there was very little details and commitments on paper to what the public was going to receive back. So that's, I think, the deal. That's really at the core of this. It's like, they say it's 25,000 jobs. Is it? And that's what the public wasn't convinced of.
Well, apparently she wasn't. That was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez trying to justify herself and justify her, well, I'm just going to say, dumb reasoning as to why she didn't want Amazon in Queens, New York. And now she's playing the, oh, you know, they must just think I'm dumb or ill-informed because I'm young bit. She thinks people are attacking her, you see, for no reason. No. There's a reason, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. 25,000 of them. You see, having a company like Amazon would actually be great for an area like Queens. She doesn't want to incentivize companies to be there. Am I clear on this? She doesn't want corporations there. She thinks money should go to more government workers instead. Let me explain something about how the world works here on planet Earth, Congresswoman. Companies create jobs. And when people have jobs, they spend money. And when they spend money, guess what? They create more jobs. So that means you get more tax revenue that you can then do all your fun things with. So the money New York would have spent would have actually been returned to New York, you see, Representative, in spades. You know, there's a danger in her populist socialist rhetoric, which is why I think it's important to highlight it. Otherwise, I might say, you know, don't bother. But the fact that this kind of rhetoric is catching on, it's important for us as a country to watch out for. I mean, don't forget, Hugo Chavez said some very similar things. I listened to a lot of his speeches when I was reporting in Venezuela, and they were always for the good of the so-called worker and against big, bad companies. But you know what? Hugo Chavez scared companies away from Venezuela. And now the country is left with drug lords, terrorists, and no investment at all. Before the left jumps all over me for drawing these comparisons or uttering Hugo Chavez and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the same sentence, I will emphasize that I'm not suggesting she has the autocratic dictatorship-like tendencies or qualities of a Chavez or a Maduro. Not at all. But you know what? I am pointing out something that by now should be pretty darn obvious. Socialism is not a sustainable economic system, especially in a country that is as large as the United States of America. But I'm all for dialogue. So tonight, I'm inviting Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to come on this program. She can name the date, she can name the time, she can name the place. I will be there. Stop hiding on MSNBC and those liberal networks. Come here and have a legitimate, respectful, substantive economic debate. By the way, Cory Booker's no fool. He's trying to get Amazon to Newark, New Jersey. With me right now, former special assistant to President Trump, now strategic communications director for the Trump 2020 campaign, Mark Lauder. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Trish.
What is it that she's, missing in all of this? I mean, and I hate to take us back to Econ 101 because we've all had that class, at least most of us that are adults today. But what is it that she's missing, sir, in this?
A basic understanding of commerce. And think about how many headlines in how many cities, dozens of cities that were fighting and drawing up plans to attract those Amazon jobs. And sadly, this isn't just a one-off case with Cortez. You've got the Democrats now all over the country running for president who are just wanting to destroy manufacturing jobs, auto jobs, airplane manufacturing jobs. You've got them wanting to destroy private health care, and Bernie Sanders saying people are going to lose their jobs. What is it about the Democrat Socialist Party that wants to kill jobs? President Trump's creating jobs, they're destroying them.
Well, maybe because he's creating them. And, you know, as we've seen, they just take the opposite side of everything. I mean, there was a time when Dianne Feinstein said, we cannot be the welfare system for Mexico. There was a time when you had people on the left campaigning for stronger border security, including, what did they call it back then, a fence? I mean, Mark, the problem now is, you know, he says, you know, one thing and they go immediately the other way. That's not healthy for our political dialogue. I mean, this is why I think it's important. I would like her to come on and we could take a lot of time and we could sit down and we could address this and have a healthy discussion, but instead it's all one way or the other.
It is, and it's really showing the contrast where these two parties are right now. I mean, the president's got the facts on his side, 5.3 million jobs, wages going up, and the only thing the Democrats have right now is to destroy jobs, trying to build a government system, a government socialized healthcare system. It's really a contrast, and when I look ahead at 2020, that's the choice the American people are going to face.
Ultimately, it shouldn't be that hard, but you know, I think it's important to keep highlighting, and it's important to keep in mind what's going on 3 hours south of Miami. Mark Lauder, thank you so much.